happening. Okay, let's have a run to ride here for truck tonight. All right, got all 4 drivers out on course. Got turn marshals out here. Oh, might be ready to get this one going before 7. All right, folks, let's send it. All right, this is Stadium Truck. BG making his way across the line for the first time, going 16.6. Jordan with 17.6, Nelson 17.0, and Kalis 16.5. Looking alive. All right, 40 seconds in. All right, BG 16.1 on lap number 2. All right, now BG on top of the board, 19.11 for pace. Kalis 19.14, Nelson 18.08, Jordan 17.5. BG going 15.9 that time by. Kalis is 16.1, Jordan 16.6, Nelson is 17.0. All right, 1 minute in, 4 minutes to go, drivers. Oh, Kalis low, 15.9. So we got minute 15 down, 3:45 left. It's BG out front. 19.07 in the works. Got Kalis 19.09, Jordan 18.13, Nelson 18.15. 2 battles going on, 1 for the 1 spot, 1 for the 3. Buck 40 down, 3:20 to go. Now Brian Gross now 2 seconds up on Kalis. Kalis 4.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 3.1 ahead of Jordan. And Kalis going 15.7 that time by. Nelson at 16.6. BG at 15.7 of his own. All right, it's your turn, Jordan. All right, 2:10 down, 2:50 to go. BG 1.7 ahead of Kalis. Kalis 6 seconds up on Nelson. Nelson 4.7 ahead of Jordan. All right, Nelson going 16.4 that time around. Got 2:30 down, 2:30 to go, racers. All right, 2:15 remains. Brian 19.06, Kalis 19.09, Nelson 18.07, Jordan 17.06. Well, Brian and Kalis 1 second apart. Yeah, Kalis 8 seconds ahead of Nelson. Nelson 8.3 ahead of Jordan. All right, just under 2 minutes remaining. This is race number 1. Got intermediate 17.5 up next. Order a little bit funny tonight. It's our 4th of July edition of Friday Night Racing. 3:30 down, drivers, 1:30 to go, 90 seconds remain. A minute 20 remains. All right, folks, got just over 1 minute remaining. Brian and Kalis still just 1 second apart. Got Brian 19.06, Kalis 19.07, Nelson 18.09, Jordan 17 flat. Kalis going 15.713 that time around, resetting fast time. Kalis starting to get a feel for this truck category now. 35 seconds remain. scan this time by. Kayla's about to cross the line. Coin one, Kayla's going 15-6. BG. Oh, Kayla's on his lid. So that will assure BG in the top qualifying spot. That will be a race. Brian goes 1905, Kayla's 1910, Nelson 1812, and Jordan 1815. All right, folks, we're moving on to intermediate buggy. Intermediate buggy up next. Okay, I am going to need some turn marshaling assistance. Y'all, my truck drivers out here, please. All 4 of y'all. Get 2 on each side. All right, we got all 5 cars checked in. This is 17.5 intermediate buggy on track in warm-up. I think, yeah, this is about as good as it's going to get. Right there. Maybe, Brian, maybe if you want the corner instead. Yeah. All right, folks. We are going racing. Nice. Oh, John is still 17.5. Ryan going 18.3. Ryan going 17.1. Brandon 17.3. Ken 18.0. All right, 30 seconds in. Ryan Randall, the fastest opening lap. Let's see what these guys have to say about that here on lap number 2. And Brandon going 16.8. Brian is 17.5. John 17.7. Ryan 17.5. Ken 20.1. We're 50 seconds in. 2 laps in the books for all of our competitors. Working on lap number 3. 4 minutes left. All right, Ryan Randall out front, followed by John, Brian, Brandon, Ken. Everybody's still close here. 1 minute 15 in, 3:45 to go. Drivers working on lap 4. About to start with 5. Need a little help. Thank you, Brian. All right, 130 down, 3:30 left. Ryan 18.09, John 17 flat, Brandon 17.06, Brian 16.05, Ken now 16.04. Yeah, 145 down drivers, 3:15 to go. All right, you heard the man, 3 to go. Ryan, John, Brandon, Brian, and Kenyon, full running order. Ryan Randall 18.13. John Melio 17.02, Brandon 17.14, Brian 16 flat, and Ken 16.01. At 240 down, 2:15 remains. Ryan, John, Brandon, Brian, Ken, your full running order. All right, about 50 to go. And Emilio taking over the top spot. Followed by Randall, Anders, Merck, and Lowe. John, Anna, 1702, Ryan, 1705, Brandon, 1713, Brian, 1716, and Kim, 1601. Got John 1.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 4 seconds ahead of Brandon. Brandon just 1 second ahead of Ryan. Things change up a little bit there. Long a lot for Ryan Randall. 1:15 remains. Minute 5 to go here. All right, John, Brian, Brandon, Ken, and Ryan. Your full running total. All right, John, 1702, Brandon, 1709, Brian, also 1709, Kim, 1715, Ryan, 1718. 35 seconds remain. Brian working overtime there. 25 seconds left. Five seconds left. All right, that'll be a race, guys. John Emilio goes 1709. Brian Merck also 1709. Brandon right there with him, 1710. Ryan goes 1715. Kim 1601. All right, that's gonna be a good main event later tonight. All right, we got some T5 Sportsmen coming up next. That'll be Theo Michael Harshall, George Martin Justin. All right, everybody's checked in, got my turn marshals. Do I have somebody on the right side over here? Cool, awesome, thank you guys. All right, well, looks like you all are ready to go racing. So we're gonna go live loop. 25 seconds in, 4:15 to go. Right now it's Theo, followed by Martin, George, Michael, Justin, and Harshel. We got 105 down, 3:55 to go. Martin now 17-2 for a fast lap. Got Theo 17-8, George 18-7, Michael 18-4. Minute 25 down, 3:35 to go. Justin going 18-7 that time around. Michael improving at 18-1. Minute 30 in, 3:30 to go. Martin out front, 17-07. Theo 17-13. George 16 flat, Michael 16-16. Justin 15-17. Harshel 13-16. Buck 45 down, 3:15 remains, drivers. All right, 2 down, 3 to go. Martin, Theo, George, followed by Michael, Justin, Harshel. Your full running order. All right, Martin, 1.9 ahead of Theo, Theo 1.2 ahead of George, George 4 ahead of Michael, Michael 6 ahead of Justin, Justin a lap up on Harshel. We got 2:35 down, 2:25 remaining. Martin 17-10, Theo 17-14, George 17-17, Michael 16-07, Justin 15-01, Harshel 14-17. Nice move from Justin there. Good clean pass. All right, 3 down, 2 minutes to go. All right, Martin 17-10, George 17-17, Theo 16-02, Michael 16-14, Justin 15-09, Harshel 14-10. A minute 35 to go, Racers. Martin still holding out fast lap, 17-2. Careful turn 1, guys, careful in turn 1. All right, that is clear, 1:20 left. So green and purple car is your race leader. Second place is going to be the blue and white. Theo holding down the 3 spot, driving the white and orange car, blonde wheels tonight. You heard the man, 1 minute to go. Forty-five seconds remain. Seconds remaining. Hey, a fun fact about yellow wheels. That's how I learned that I was colorblind. I see it, they look green to me. And that's why I learned I'm colorblind. 10 seconds to go, drivers. Keep on going until the computer says your name. All right, that'll be a race. So Martin Arroyo going 17:09. Theo goes 17:17. Georgia 17:19. Michael 16:14. Justin 15:10. Harshel 15:20. no, you're right. No, the other way. The other right. Okay. Thank you, Justin. All right, yeah, you can stand right there, Theo. All good. All right, folks, we are going racing. Check 1, 2. Let's see. Gotta do audio check here. Man. Yeah, a lot of issues with the live stream tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Someone came up here and unplugged a bunch of stuff. Yeah, sorry to our live stream listeners. I gotta get a professional back up here to fix all the issues. All right, we got Kayla Slow on top of the leaderboard, 2012. Brian Gross, 1904. Martin White, 1908. Kevin Allen, 1915. Steve going to 18 flat. Jordan, 1801. And Art, 17 flat. All right, Kayla Slow going 15-4 that time by. Martin going 15-9. Everybody, Brian going 15-8. Everybody else in the 16s. All right, about 45 down, 3:15 to go. Kayla Slow, 2012 in the works. Got 2 minutes in, 3 minutes left, drivers. Oh, man.
Check 1, 2. Okay, I might have just got audio back. All right, well, hopefully you, sorry guys. Hopefully the viewers on the live stream can now hear me. I think I got it. Thank you for your help, Henry. Much appreciated for letting me know. 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. Yes, I am a one-man operation up here. We got Kayla Slow, 2013. Martin White, 1905. Kevin Allen, 1913. Jordan Rabar, 1914. Brian Gross, 1805. Steve Leung, 1807. Art Cardinale, 1707. Okay, I think I got the live stream 90% fixed. We're almost there.
2 minutes left.
All right, 3 down, 2 to go. Kayla's 2013 in the works. Huh. Yeah. You know, maybe those 15.6s I dropped earlier in the day weren't so bad. 3:20 down, 1:40 to go, drivers. I mean, I'm still no Jove 11, that's for sure. Kayla Slow right now on a 2013. Martin White, 1905. Kevin Allen, 1912. Jordan Rabar, 1915. Brian Gross, 18 flat. Steve Leung, 1803. Art, 1704. We got minute 10 to go, drivers. 70 seconds left.
One minute left.
All right, Kayla's now 4 seconds up on Marty. Marty 5.5 up on Kevin. Kevin 2 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.6 ahead of Brian. Brian 1.4 ahead of Steve. Steve almost a lap up on Art. Got 45 seconds remaining, drivers. All right, 30 seconds left. $25 to go. This is race number 4 on track. We got 21.5 Expert coming up next.
Martin White done. AJ Cardinale done. Steve Leung done. Bra done. Kevin Allen done. Rice Cakes done. All drivers.
All right, that'll be a finish. Kalis
Jordan
Lowe,
Rivera done.
2014. Martin White going. 1904. Kevin, 1912. Jordan, 1913. Brian, 1915. Steve, 18 flat. Art, 1702. Wow, Kalis busting off some good laps at the end of that one, going 15-3. Way to be.
The race is completed. Nelson B. Julian Taylor. Jordan Rivera.
All right, let's see. This is 21.5 Buggy Expert.
Steve Leung.
All right, folks, we got turn marshals out here. We got all 4 cars checked in, so we're going racing in less than 5. All right. We got Nelson going 16-4, Julian 16-2, Jordan 17-0, and Steve a 17-5. This is 21.5, the expert category. All right, let's see lap 2. Taylor 16.5, Bia 16.4, Rabara 16.9, Leung 16.5, 45 seconds in. Right now, Taylor 1911, B 1912, Rabar 1806, and Leung 1806 as well. Taylor going 16-2 that time by. We're just about 1 minute in.
4 minutes left.
All right, buck 15 in, 3:45 remains. Good teamwork there. Good clean racing action. All right, 16-1 for Julian that time. New fast lap. 16-3 for Jordan. Yeah, 16-4 for Nelson. 16-2 for Steve. Good pace for all drivers. I mean, this is expert. All these guys showing it. Buck 45 in, 3:15 to go. Got Julian 1911, Nelson 1916, Jordan 18 flat, Steve 1802. All 4 racers within 2.5 seconds. Let's go. 2 minutes in,
left.
3 minutes remain. Julian going 16-0, Jordan a 16-1. Time's getting a little quicker here. 2:10 down, 2:50 remains. Trouble there for Julian. How close these cars are, that could change up the running order. 2:20 down, 2:40 left. Right now, Jordan taking over the top spot, 19:15. Got Nelson 18 flat. Steve 18:03 and Julian 18:05. Got 2:20 remaining drivers. All right, folks, 3 down, 2 to
2
go.
minutes left.
Jordan, Nelson, Steve, Julian, your full running ODA. Got Jordan half a second ahead of Nelson. Nelson 2 seconds ahead of Steve. And Steve 1.2 ahead of Julian. A minute 45 remaining here. Minute 30 to go. All right, Jordan this time by just 1/10 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 3 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.1 ahead of Julian. All right, 4 minutes down, 1 minute to go. Trouble for Jordan there. I might put Julian up to the 2. We'll see how this lap shakes out. 45 seconds left. Oh, Nelson now 2.6 ahead of Julian. Julian 0.4 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.6 ahead of Steve. And a little trouble for your race leader that time around. Nelson B going for a flip. Oh boy. 25 seconds to go. All 4 cars within 1.02 seconds. It's going to come down to this last 2 laps. Wow. 10 seconds left, drivers. Heading into the final lap, total spread 1.3. Nelson a 10th ahead of Julian. Julian 8/10 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 3 ahead of Steve.
Nelson B done. Julian Taylor done. Jordan Rivera done. All drivers are finished.
Ooh, so it's going to be
Steve
Nelson
done.
taking that one 18:02.4. Julian 18:02.5. Jordan 18:03. And Steve 18:04. What a race, guys. That's going to be a good main event right there.
The race is completed.
All right, 21.5 Sportsman Buggy, Justin, Theo, George, Ryan, and John.
Ryan R. Randall.
This is race number
John
6 in warm-up. That is 21.5 Sportsman Buggy.
10 car Ted.
Race number 7 after this will be 40 plus. Oh, someone's got a new paint job there. Is that you, Justin? All right. From up here, it looks pretty awesome.
Justin Levers. George Laxon.
All right, folks. Got Jordan, I got Steve, I got Nelson, and let's see. Cool, we got Julian over here. All right. We're going racing, guys. All right, we got 20 seconds in. Ryan Randall, 17-3. John Melio, 17-4. George going 19-0. Theo, 19-2. And Justin in the 20s. It's just lap one, though. Long race ahead, folks. Ryan Randall crosses over the line, 17-6. John with the 17-4. We're 45 seconds in, 4:15 remaining. This is race number 6 on track and warm-up. Got 40 plus coming up next.
Four minutes left.
All right, 1 down, 4 to go. Ryan Randall on top of the leaderboard. Got John Melio in the 2, followed by George, Theo, and Justin. All right, buck 20 down, 3:40 remaining. Hey, what do you guys think about doing a wall ride for the next track layout? Oh, back straight, right in the middle, right in the middle. Thank you, sir. All right, we got buck 45 down, 3:15 to go. Yeah, a little feedback on that would be nice. If you guys, what do you guys think about wall ride on the next track? Think about it. Think about it.
3 minutes left.
I'll talk to you later about it. All right, 2:10 down, 2:50 to go. Ryan Randall, 18-16. John Melio, 17-18. George Laxon, 15-01. Theo Lynn, 15-03. Justin Levers on 13. At 2:25 down, 2:35 remaining. All right, we got 2:35 down, 2:25 to go. Ryan Randall, 18-17. John Melio, 16-04. Theo, 16-15. George, 15 flat. Justin, 13. Fast lap, Ryan Randall, 17-0. Got John going 17-3. Theo, an 18-1. George, an 18-7. Justin,
2 minutes left.
19-7. A minute 50 remains. All right, got a minute 35 to go. Ryan, John, Theo, George, and Justin. Ryan currently almost a lap up on John. John about 7 ahead of Theo. Theo 0.8 ahead of George. And George a lap up on Justin. Yeah, a minute 15 to go, drivers. Race number 7 up next.
One minute left.
$50 seconds remain. All right, 30 seconds remain. John Melio going 16-9. Ryan Randall, a couple laps ago, going 16.7. The top two cars dipping their toes into the 16s. Yeah, 15 seconds remaining, drivers. Five seconds.
Ryan
Careful,
R.
turn
Randall
one,
Dunn.
guys, turn one.
George Laxon done. 10 car Ted done. John Milio done. All drivers are
All
finished.
right, Ryan Randall goes
Justin
17
Lever's done.
flat. John Milio 17.14. Theo Lynn 16.08. George Laxon 16.09. And Justin on a 14. All right, folks, we're moving into race number
The race is
7.
completed. Martin White. AJ Cardinale. Rice Cakes. Kevin Allen. Leader. Julian Taylor. Kin Lo.
All right, we are looking for turn marshals. Get all my drivers from that previous group. Can I get the drivers from the previous race, please? All right, we got John, I got Justin, I got Ryan. Looking for the rest of my group.
Steve Loom.
All right, we got Theo. And do I have George? Awesome. Careful, turn one. Yeah, Justin, you might want to stay there. Yeah. All right, folks. We are about ready to go racing. Drivers in less than 5. All right, Brian Gross going 15.7, Micah 16.5, Martin 16.6, Steve a 16.8, Kevin lap 2 a 16.4. Careful on the back straight. That's clearing up. 45 seconds in, 4:15 to go. All right, BG 1/10 up on Martin. 1/10 up on Mike. Mike half a second ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.4 ahead of Steve.
4 minutes left.
Oh, back straight, back straight, back straight. Careful on the back straight. Go wide, go wide. That's clearing up. That's clear. 110 down, 350 left. Brian Gross on top of the leaderboard, 1907 in the works. Martin 1909, Micah 1915, Kevin 1804, Julian 1810, Steve 1815, Art 1716, Kin 1502. All right, $135 down, 325 remaining. BG up by not much at all. Right now, BG battling with Martin White. Got a minute 50 down, 3:10 to go. Right now, Martin White up by 0.4 of a second. Brian 2 seconds up on Mike. Mike 1.4 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 4 seconds up on Steve. Steve half a second ahead of Julian. Julian 1.8 ahead of Art, and Art 9 ahead of Kin. Go wide on the back straight, guys. Wide on the back straight. It's clearing up. $230 down, drivers. $230 to go. All right, 240 in, 220 to go. Right now it's Martin on a 1906, Kevin 1801, Brian 1802, Mike 1809, Art 1701, Julian 1702, Steve 1718, and Kin 1614. Wait, did that car crash by Theo? Come on, Theo. Hustle, buddy. Minute 45 to go. All right, Martin White now 9 seconds up on the competition. So Martin 1906, Kevin 1804, Mike 1806, Brian 1811, Art 1816, Julian 1701, Steve 1711, and Kin 1607.
One minute left.
All right, 55 seconds to go. Martin, Kevin, Mike, Brian, Art, Steve, Julian, and Kin, your full order. Martin 10 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.6 ahead of Mike. Mike 2 ahead of Brian. Brian 6 ahead of Art. Art 5 ahead of Steve. Steve 2.5 ahead of Julian. And Julian will lap up on Ken. Got 30 seconds to go, drivers. This is race number 7 in the final 20 seconds. After this, we're going to go into round number 2. Stadium truck will be the next race up. Careful in the middle. That is clear.
Kevin Allen done. Leader done. Martin White done. Steve Leung done. Rice cakes done. Kin Lo done. All drivers are finished.
That will be a race, drivers. Martin White going 1906, Kevin 1801, Mike 1804, Brian 1805, Art 1813, Steve 1702, Kin 1607.
The race is completed.
All right, folks. All right, Stadium Truck is our next race up. That'll be Brian Kalis Nelson and Jordan. All right, we got Mike Hughes out there finding his chi. Doing a little yoga out there. Mike calls that one an upward facing dog. Not quite, not quite. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, now we got our professional. Thank you, Art. Ah, yeah.
Rice cakes.
Ah, that's just so satisfying. Yes, please do. Shirtless carpet racing.
Jordan Rivera.
All right, so 40 Plus is going to marshal this race. This is Stadium Truck. They're working on making their way to the track. Hey, Kevin, how's the weather down there? Nice. A little humid? Oh, yeah, Merca. Okay, awesome. All right, so got Nelson B making his way to the track. Special delivery. All right, we got C-Lo checked
Nelson
in.
B.
Nelson B checked in. All right, folks, we're going to get this party started. It is time to truck around. All right, well, round number one, TQ going to Brian Gross. Starting this one off hot, 15-9. And that's a shirtless 15-9, Mike. 30 seconds in. Oh. All right, BG on a 1905 pace. Last round's TQ, a 1905. So BG picking up where he left off. All right, Brian Gross, Nelson B, Jordan Rivera, Kalis Lowe, your full running orders so far.
4
with
minutes
a minute
left.
down, 4 to go. BG holding down fast time of 15-9. Dropping another one. Oh, reverse entry. Throwing that back end around. Yeehaw. 120 down, 340 to go. All right, BG 1908. Jordan going 1804. Kalis 1812. Nelson 1702. All right, a $140 in, 320 remains. This is Stadium Truck race number 1 of round number 2. All right, BG 3.5 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 4.9. Oh, 3.7 ahead of Kalis. Kalis 0.1 ahead of Nelson. Kalis just reset fast time, 15:08.
3 minutes left.
2 down, 3 to go. BG 19:15, Jordan 18:02, Kalis 18:10, and Nelson 18:14. All right, 2:15 down, 2:45 remaining in this one. BG 1.7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.1 ahead of Kalis. Kalis 2.4 ahead of Nelson. All right, 2:50 down, 2:10 to go.
Two minutes left.
Brian 3.5 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.1 ahead of Kalis. Kalis 4.3 ahead of Nelson. Yeah, Brian Gross going 15-8 last time around, but man, that is him up on his lid. We'll see how that affects the running order here. Looks like TQ not in danger, however. BG won a 19:05 in round one. Nobody on a 19 right now. Got minute 30, drivers. All right, a minute 20 remains. Kalis, Brian, Jordan, and Nelson. We're approaching 1 minute to go. Kalis up by half a tenth now. Got Jordan 1.8 behind Brian.
Left.
Nelson 4 seconds back of Jordan. Got just under a minute to go. All right, 40 seconds left. Kalis low, 15:6 last time by. "20 seconds remain, drivers." "10 seconds." All right, folks, keep on going.
Jordan Rivera done. Rice Cakes done. Nelson B done.
All right, that'll be a race, guys.
Bruh done.
Kalis Lowe going 19:11, Brian Gross 19:13, Jordan Rivera 18:03, Nelson B 18:08. All right, moving on
The
to race
race is
number
completed.
2. That's going to be intermediate tonight. Intermediate buggy, John, Brian, Brandon, Ryan, and Ken.
Ryan R. Randall.
We got 17.5 intermediate coming up here. That's John, Brian, Brandon, Ryan, and Ken. Turn marshals will be truck.
Brian Merck. Vanders. Kinlow. John Milio.
All right. Got KLSI, got Nelson, got Jordan, and BG probably in the corner, I imagine. All right. Everybody's checked in. We're going racing, guys. $15 seconds in, 4:45 to go. John 18-1, Brian 18-2, Ken 18-6, Ryan 17-4. And we got Brandon still working on lap 1. 18-4, not bad. Got 40 seconds in. Ryan Randall fastest on the opening lap, but Brian Merck responds. Lap 2 is 17-0.
Four minutes left.
All right, Ryan Randall, 17-1 that time by. He is 0.7 ahead of Brian. Brian 2.9 ahead of Ken. Ken 2.5 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 0.08 ahead of John. That time by Brandon Anders, 16-9. New fast lap. Minute 25 in, 3:35 to go. Brian, Ryan, Ken, Brandon, and John, your full running order so far. Oh, back straight. All clear. Clear. 1:45 down, 3:15 to go.
Three minutes left.
All right, Ryan Randall, 18-14 in the works. Brandon, 17-12. Ken, 17-16. Brian, 16-02. John, 16-12. 2:15 down and 2:45 remaining. All right, 2:40 down, 2:20 to go. Right now, 5 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 6 ahead of John. John 0.04 ahead of Ken. Ken 0.8 ahead of Brian. 2:50 down, 2:10 remaining. Ryan 17:01, Brandon 17:10, John 16:04.
2 minutes
Brian
left.
16:13, Ken 16:15. Just under 2 minutes to go. All right, minute 45 to go, drivers. Ryan, Brandon, John, Brian, and Ken, your full running order. Fastest lap still going to be Brandon Anders at 16.9. Got Ryan 17.1, John 17.5, Brian 17.0, Ken 17.9. A minute 20 to remains. Sportsman Buggy 17.5 up next. Hold, and go.
One minute left.
All right, 55 seconds left. Ryan, Brandon, John, Brian, and Ken, your full running order. So right now, 9 seconds up on Brandon. Brandon about 4 up on John. John 4.5 up on Brian. Brian a lap up on Ken. 30 seconds remain, drivers. 20 seconds left. Careful at the tabletop. All right, folks, getting close to the end here.
John Milio done. Kin Lo done. Ryan R. Randall done. Brian Merck done. All drivers are finished.
All right, that'll be a race, guys.
Anders
Ryan Randall going 17:03. Brandon Anders 17:07. John Milio 16:03. Brian Merck 16:13. Kin Lo 15:05.
The race is completed. Ten Carted. George Laxon. Martin Arroyo. Michael Olenek. Harshil Laya. Justin Levers.
All right, already got the marshals hustling out there. You know, Justin, I probably only need a few more weeks with that thing. Well, when I have it figured out, I got you. You know, honestly, mine's already way better now than it was when I started today. But I changed like everything on it. Like everything. Well, almost everything. I haven't changed springs yet. I'm going to try that next. But it's not bad. I mean, yeah. 15.6s and it pushes like a dump truck. So once I get some steering in that thing, it'll be all right. All right, everybody's checked in. Got my marshals out here. We're going racing. All right, Justin going 17.6 on the opening lap. Martin 18.2, Theo 18.6, George 19.0, Harshal 19.8, Michael 20.7. Got 50 seconds in.
4 minutes
All right,
left.
one down, 4 to go. Justin followed by George, Theo, Harshal, Michael, and Martin, your full order. We're just about a minute in, so long race ahead. Back straight, back straight. That's clear. All right, 130 down, 3:30 to go. Right now, George Laxon to the top of the leaderboard, 17-13 in the works. Got Martin in the 2 spot, 16:04. Justin 16:04 as well. Theo 16:08, Michael's 15:03, and Harshel 15:09. 155 in, 3:05 remaining drivers. George now 2.5 ahead of Martin.
Left.
Martin half a second ahead of Justin. Those guys 0.8 ahead of Theo. Theo about 7 seconds up on Harshel. Harshel 1 second ahead of Michael. Got 2:45 to go. .220 in, 240 left. Justin now to the top, half a second ahead of Theo. Theo 0.02 ahead of George. George 0.01 ahead of Martin. So top 4 cars within 1.4 seconds now. We got 240 down, 220 to go, drivers. All right, this time around, Justin 0.9 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.1 ahead of Theo. Theo 0.8 ahead of George.
2 minutes left.
This time around, Martin now 17-16, George 17-18, Justin 16:01, Theo 16:02, Harshel 15:02, Michael also 15:02. Yeah, 1:45 to go, drivers. You guys gotta be careful attempting passes. If there's not enough room, don't go for it. Just be careful. We got 1:20 to go, drivers. All right, Martin, Justin, George, Theo, all fighting for the lead still. Martin 4.5 seconds ahead of Justin. Justin half a second ahead of George. Those guys 1 second ahead of Theo.
1 minute left.
All right, 45 seconds left. Martin going 17.6 last time by. That's his fastest lap here. Have 40 seconds to go. All right, now Martin about 4 seconds ahead of George. George 5 ahead of Justin. Justin half a second ahead of Theo. Theo 9 seconds ahead of Michael. Michael 6.5 ahead of Harshel. All right, got some leaders coming up on Harshel next. When those cars get there, just give them a little bit of space. Awesome, good teamwork. Thank you, sir. Oh, careful on the back straight, guys. Keep
Justin
on going,
Lovers
drivers.
Done. Martin Arroyo done. 10 Quartet done. George Laxon done. Harshel Laya done.
One more car.
All drivers are finished. Michael Olenek done.
I'll be a race. Martin going 17:10. George 17:17. Justin 16:02. Theo 16:03. Michael 16:15. Harshel 15:09.
The race is completed.
All right, drivers, we're moving on to race number 4.
Kevin Allen. Martin White. AJ Cardinale. Bruh. Rice Cakes. Steve Loom. Jordan Rivera.
All right, got my turn marshals making their way to the track. Got Martin, I got Harshal, I got Justin, I got Michael. All right, got George. How about Theo? How about Theo? So do I have two? Okay. Theo, let's get you in this corner over here. Yes, turn marshaling spots are a first come, first served basis. All right, folks, we're going racing. All right, Kayla's 15-4. Brian 16-1, Jordan 16-4, Kevin 16-5, Art 17-3, Steve 16-5. 30 seconds in the books. All right, Kayla's a 15-2. Yes, it's true. Kayla Slow on top of the leaderboard, 20:08 is his pace so far. BG 19:08, Kevin 19:10, Steve 19:13, Jordan 18:07, Art 18:17, Martin 17:01. Oh, fast laps so far. We got Kayla a 15:2, Martin a 15:8, Brian 16:0, Kevin 16:1, Martin dropping a 15:6. He's working his way back to the front. 120 down, 340 left. All right, buck 30 down, 330 remains. Kayla Slow, Kevin Allen, Brian Gross, Steve Leong, Martin White, Art Cardinale, and Jordan Rabari, your full running order. Minute 45 in. Kayla's now 4.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.7 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.5 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.8 ahead of Martin. Martin 3.2 ahead of Art. Art 1.8 ahead of Jordan.
3 minutes left.
All right, 2:05 down. Kayla Low out front. All right, we got 220 down, 240 remaining. Kayla's pace 20:10, Kevin 19:09, Brian 19:15, Martin 18:01, Steve 18:02, Art 18:13, Jordan 17:05. Yeah, 235 down, drivers, 225 to go. This is race number 4, round number 2. Got 21.5 expert up next. All right, we got Martin going 15.6, Kevin going 15.9. Yeah, just over 2 minutes to
2
go.
minutes left.
Minute 50 remains. Minute 40 remaining. Kayla's now 20:10, Kevin 19:08, Brian 19:13, Martin 19:13 as well, Steve 18:02, Art 18:16, and Jordan 17:01. All right, minute 20 remains. Kalis, Kevin, Brian, Steve, Martin, Art, Jordan. A minute 5 remaining in this one.
1 minute left.
Kalis now 9 seconds ahead of Kevin. Kevin 3.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 6 ahead of Steve. Steve 3 ahead of Martin. Martin 4.5 ahead of Art. Art 9 ahead of Jordan. 45 seconds. $35 seconds left. Harshal, you gotta watch your corner, not the race, please. 20 seconds remain. $15 seconds. Wow, Kalis Lowe, a 15-2 to cap this one off. He's still got 1 lap left.
Martin White done. Rice Cakes done. Bruh done.
Hey, another 15-2. Good job,
Kevin
Kalis.
Allen done. Steve Loong done.
Uno Mas. And
All drivers are finished.
that'll be a
AJ
race.
Cardinale done.
So, Kalis Logo in 2010 improves his TQ by 4 seconds. Kevin a 1910, Brian 19 flat, Martin 1803, Steve 1805, Art 1813.
The race is completed.
Your lineup going into the main event is going to be Kalis, Martin, Kevin, Jordan, Brian, Steve, and Art. All right, moving on to 21.5 Expert. This is going to be Nelson, Julian, Jordan, and Steve. Term marshals, drivers from that last one.
Jordan Rivera. Nelson B. Steve Loong. Julian Taylor.
Okay, I'm going to need a few more term marshals, please. We got 21.5 Expert out here ready to race. Term marshals are going to be their drivers from that previous group. All right. Drivers, we are going racing. All right, Nelson 16-3, Julian 16-7, Jordan 18, and Steve going 17-3. $35 seconds in, Nelson 16-2 that time by. Julian going 16-6, Steve a 16-6, Jordan a 16-7. All right, 45 seconds in, 4:15 to go. Nelson, Julian, Steve, and Jordan, your full running order.
4 minutes left.
All right, Julian Taylor now to the front. 19:14 is the pace. Got Nelson 18:04, Steve 18:11, and Steve 18:14. All right, Julian Taylor going 16:3 for a fast lap. Nelson 16:2, Jordan a 16:4, Steve a 16:6. A minute 30 in. Buck 45 in, 3:15 remains. So Jordan Rabara now to the front. Jordan on 18:08. Yeah, 2:15 down, drivers, 2:45 remaining. All right, we got 2:35 down, 2:25 to go. All right, now Jordan Rabara, 3.8 ahead of Nelson. Nelson, 0.2 ahead of Steve. Steve, 2 seconds ahead of Julian. We got just over 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
All right, minute 45 remains in this one. A minute 30 to go, drivers. Jordan Nelson, Julian, Steve, now your order. Oh, looks like Steve's race coming to an end here. So Jordan, 3 seconds ahead of Nelson. Nelson is 2.3 ahead of Julian. A minute 10 remains.
One minute left.
Oh, only 2 cars going to make it to the finish on this one. 45 seconds remaining. Jordan 18:03, Julian 18:15. "25 seconds, drivers." "10 seconds." Keep on going, drivers.
Jordan Rabara done.
So Jordan got finished 18:03, and Julian
All
goes
drivers are finished.
18:10.
Julian Taylor
Okay,
done.
folks, that'll be a race. Moving into Sportsman
The
21.5.
race is completed. George Laxon. John Milio. Ryan R. Randall. Ten Carted.
All right, this is 21-5 Sportsman Buggy. Do I have the right side of the course covered? Got Julian over here, I believe. Is there anybody on the opposite side? No, I mean, that's all I got. If anyone wants to help out on this one, you're welcome to. Definitely could use the help. All right, folks, we are going racing. All right, this is 21-5 Sportsman on the road. All right, George going 18-5, John 17-6, Ryan 19, Theo 19. 25 seconds in the books. All right, we got 55 seconds in. Ryan Randall going 17-1 on that third lap.
4 minutes left.
He's holding down the one spot. Careful at the tabletop, landing on the tabletop. We're just past a minute down, just under 4 minutes to go. Ryan, Theo, George, John, and Justin, your full running order. All right, Ryan. Already 8 seconds up on the field here. Now, Ryan had a decent start. Everyone else had kind of a rough start. Oh, well. Ryan trying to make things a little more even now. And Theo somehow clocking in with a 12-second lap. $145 down, $315 to go.
Three minutes left.
All right, Ryan Randall on top of the leaderboard, 17-17 in the works. Yeah, John 16-15, Theo 16-15, Georgia 16-16, Justin 14-03. Yeah, 220 down, 240 to go. Right now, battle's on for the 2 spot. That's George, Theo, and John, all within about 2 seconds. 2:35 in, 2:25 to go. Ryan, Theo, George, John, and Justin, your full order. Ryan 17-13, Theo 16-11, George 16-13, John 16-14, and Justin 15-11.
2 minutes left.
All right, Ryan, Theo, John, George, Justin. Got Ryan 10 seconds up on Theo. Theo 0.1 ahead of John. John 1.2 ahead of George. George 7 ahead of Justin. A minute 40 remains. Theo, 0.8 of a second up on John. That's the closest battle right now. Those guys about 4 seconds ahead of George. And George just 3 seconds ahead of Justin. Minute 25 remaining in this race. This is race number 6 on track. We got 40 plus up next. All right, 105 remains.
1 minute left.
Ryan, John, Theo, George, Justin, your full running order. All right, Ryan Randall driving the pink car out front. Oh. 35 seconds remain. So this time by, Ryan 9.6 ahead of John. John 4.2 ahead of Theo. Theo 8 ahead of George. George 12 ahead of Justin. We got 15 seconds left, drivers. Yeah, I hear you, Brewster. I missed the scoring screen too. Yep.
John Milio done. 10 Quartet done. Ryan R. Randall done. Justin Levers done. All drivers are finished.
All right, Ryan
George
Randall,
Laxon
17:11. John 16:02. Theo 16:08. George 16:16. Justin 15:10.
The race is completed.
All right, 17,540 plus. You are up.
Kevin Allen. Martin White. Rice Cakes. Kin Lo. AJ Cardinale. Leader.
Okay. Hey, Tony, I'm going to put it in my car.
Julian Taylor.
Who am I kidding? I don't have any chance.
Steve Loom.
All right, I may need a little help out here, please. Can I get my last race? All right, I got Ryan, got Justin, got John, got Theo. How about a George? All right, cool. All right, let's get you in the middle, Theo. Okay, you guys ready? We're going racing. All right, folks, this is a start 240 plus buggy. Bit of a rough opening lap for Martin. BG going 16.3, Allen 16.5, Hughes 16.6, Taylor 16.8. All right, 35 seconds in, 4:25 remains. Martin White responding lap 2 at 16.5. BG going 15.9. We're 45 seconds in. Brian, Kevin, Martin, followed by Julian, Steve, Mike, Art, and Ken.
4 minutes left.
Martin bringing fast lap down to a 15.7. A minute 10 down, 3:50 to go right now. BG out front on a 19.05 for pace. Kevin 19.07, Martin 19.13, Julian 19.16, Steve 18 flat, Mike 18.03, Art 18.16, Ken 17.10. 1:30 down, 3:30 remains. Good teamwork, guys. Good teamwork. All right, BG 19.05. He is 0.8 of a second ahead of Kevin. Kevin 0.3 ahead of Martin. Martin 1.3 ahead of Julian. Julian 1.2 ahead of Mike. Mike 0.08 ahead of Steve. Steve 5.9 ahead of Art. Art 4 ahead of Ken. 2 minutes in, drivers. 3 minutes
left
to go. $2:15 down, drivers. 2:45 remains. $2:30 in, $2:30 to go. $2:45 in, $2:15 remaining. Brian Gross 19.08, now the pace. Martin 19.08 as well. Kevin 19.09, Julian 19.14, Mike 19.15, Steve 18.01, Art 17.02, Ken 16.03. Ah, man, BG's car is broken. Or it might be a turnbuckle, maybe. Oh, sorry, Justin. A minute 25 remaining. Martin 3.8 ahead of Kevin now. Kevin 1 ahead of Julian. Julian 1.9 ahead of Steve. Steve about 9 ahead of Mike. Yeah, BG jumping back in. Got just over 1 minute remaining, drivers.
1 minute left.
$55 seconds remain. White now 19.07. Allen 19.12. Taylor at 19.14. Leung 18.04. Hughes 18.10. Cardinale 17.15. We got 35 seconds remaining, drivers. Down to the final 30. After this race, we'll take a short break, and we'll get right back into the main events. We'll likely be out of here by 10 tonight. And we do have a race tomorrow morning, so sorry guys, no practice afterwards. But we are open all day tomorrow if you want to come by for some practice.
Martin White done. Ken Lowe done. Leader done. Kevin Allen done. Steve Leung done. Julian Taylor done. All
right,
drivers are
that'll be a
finished.
race, guys.
AJ
Martin
Cardinale
White going
done.
1906, equaling round number 1. Kevin a 1910, Julian 1913, Mike
The race is
1807,
completed.
Steve 1808, Art 1716, Ken 16 flat. All right, folks. Main events will be, I believe, the same order as qualifying. Truck, followed by intermediate, sportsman, expert, then 21.5 expert, 21.5 sportsman, and 40 plus. All right, we'll get started with the main events just before 9 o'clock.
John Milio. $17.9. $17.6. $18.8. $17.7. $16.9. $17.8. $17.5. $18.3. George Laxon. $21.1. 20.5. Eighteen two. 19-9. 18-9. Martin Arroyo. One 11.9. 20 flat. 18-6, 10 quartet. 17-9. 18-6. 35.9. 105.8. 19-3. 19 flat. 18-3. 19-5. 18-8. 18 flat. 18-5. 18-2. 19 flat. 114.1. 19-1. 18-5. 18-2. 19-9. 25.5. 17-9. 18-2.
All right, folks, it's about that time. We're going to get this party started with Stadium Truck.
17-6.
'All right, Stadium Truck is going to be Brian, Kalis, Jordan, and Nelson. Turn marshals will be my final race of the round, 40-plus buggy.
Rice Cakes. Jordan Rivera. Bruh. Nelson B.
All right, let's get our marshals from 40-plus. I got Mike, I got Ken, I got Julian. Okay, folks. Get all trucks to the straightaway. Lineup is going to be Brian 1, Kalis 2, Jordan 3, Nelson 4. Oh, yeah, you can go Phelan to Monterey. Okay. All right, drivers, we're going racing in less than 5. Got BG leading. Kalis all over him, though. These guys making their way over the final double down to the back straight. Kalis looking for a way. And now Jordan looking for the opening. We got 25 seconds in, 4:35 to go. BG leading them out front. Low in the 2, followed by Rabara and B. Down the back straight they go. Gross to 16-1. Kalis right there with him. .45 seconds in. BG half a second up on Kalis. Kalis 2.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.5 ahead of Nelson.
4 minutes
Little
left.
dot hopping. 1 down, 4 to go. Down the back straight we go. 0.2 the gap between Brian and Kalis. Got Jordan just 0.6 ahead of Nelson. 2 battles going on simultaneously here. 1:15 down, 3:45 to go. 15-7 that time by for BG. $1.30 down, 3:30 remaining. Trouble for BG. It's going to allow Kalis to take over the top spot. Right now, Kalis up by about 4 seconds. BG 1 second up on Jordan. Jordan 0.7 up on Nelson. $1.55 down, 3:05 to go.
3 minutes left.
All right, 2 down, 3 remain. BG riding a bicycle there. Showing Mike Hughes the undercarriage. 2:15 down, 2:45 to go. All right, now Kalis 4.5 ahead of Brian. Brian now 6 seconds ahead of the next pack. All right, 2:40 down, drivers. 2:20 to go. Grace leader 5.4 seconds up on Brian. Brian 6.4 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.7 ahead of Nelson.
2 minutes left.
3 minutes in, 2 minutes remaining. Kalis now 3.8 ahead of BG. Brian 7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.6 ahead of Nelson. Minute 35 left in this one. Minute 25 remaining. Kalis 4.6 up on Brian. Brian 7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1 second ahead of Nelson. Got minute 10 to go, drivers. Got 17.5 intermediate up next.
One minute left.
Closest battle, Jordan and Nelson. Brian going 15.6 that time by. 40 seconds left. Whoa. 25 seconds left. Oh, back straight, back straight. All right, time is about to expire. Next time you cross the line, your race will be done.
Bra done. Nelson B done. Jordan Rivera done. All drivers are finished.
All right, your
Bryce
podium
Cakes done.
for truck tonight is going to be Kalis, Brian, and Nelson. All right, 17.5 intermediate is up
race is
next.
completed. Brian Merck. Kinlow. John Milio. Banders.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask Banders. What's One Star
Ryan
Army?
R. Randall.
What's One Star Army? One Star Army? I saw a sticker on your car. Oh, yeah, One Star Army, yeah. It's a what? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a parts company. Okay. Yeah, I totally read that wrong. I was thinking One Star. Like, yeah, I was thinking I was like my buddies who call themselves F Main Racing. F Main Racing. All right, I may need some turn marshals, guys. Yeah, I need some turn marshals. No, I saw it earlier and I meant to ask you. No, I can't see that well. It's just I saw you. I'm like, oh yeah, what'd that sticker mean? Yeah, no, I saw it earlier and I was like, what is that? Oh yeah, dude, I'm colorblind. My eyesight's horrible. All right, Ryan Randall on the 1 spot, Brandon Anders on the 2, John Milio on the 3, Brian Merck on the 4, Ken Lowe on the 5. All right, I got turn marshals. We're going racing. Best of luck. Keep it clean. Less than 5. Got Milio moving up to the 2 spot. Meanwhile, Randall leading him down the back straight. 20 seconds in. This is 17.5 intermediate buggy on course. Going a little out of order tonight. That's 4th of July. A little bit of an abbreviated turnout due to that fact. 35 seconds in, 4:25 remains. Ryan Randall 1.3 ahead of John. John 0.4 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 0.3 ahead of Brian. And Brian 1.1 ahead of Ken. A little tangle up here. 50 seconds down.
Four minutes left.
All right, 4 minutes remain. Ryan 1.1 ahead of John. Ryan going 16.7 that lap. John 2.5 ahead of Ken. Ken 0.4 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 0.3 ahead of Brian. Yeah, a minute 25 down, 3:35 left. $135 down, 3:25 to go. Ryan 2.7 up on John. John 1.4 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 2.8 ahead of Ken. And Ken 1.4 ahead of Brian. Got 2 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes left.
Randall on top of the leaderboard. Making his way over that tabletop. Pink and white with the lime wheels. 2:15 down, 2:45 left. All right, 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. Ryan, John, Brandon, Ken, and Brian, your full running order. Got ourselves a battle for the 2 spot. Bander's making his way up to the 2. Oh, trouble for Ryan. That's going to move him back to the 3 spot. And Brandon Anders to the front. Three minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Brandon out front. John right there with him, living on the edge there. Oh, so is Brandon. These guys are pushing. Oh, Ryan was pushing there. Pushed right into John. Minute 40 to go. Ooh, a little over jump. About minute 35 remaining. Bander's out front, followed by John and Ryan. Got Brian making his way into that battle, slowly but surely. Minute 20 remaining. Oh. Minute 10 to go. Driver 70 seconds remaining. Brandon's starting to build a bit of a 2.5 now the lead. A little bit of a lead. Got Ryan trying to hold off John, and we got Brian Merck closing in now. Just 2 seconds back of that pack. 1 minute remains. Brandon Anders out front, driving the green, purple, and white. Ryan Randall in the 2, pink and white. Third place going to be blue and orange. Oh, John a little off trajectory. That's going to allow Merck by. So that green, yellow, and white now up to the 3 spot. 35 seconds left. .20 seconds remaining. Brian Merck now up to the 2 spot. 15 seconds left. Merck on a tear this last minute. That battle making its way over the tabletop. They're coming up on Ken next. Oh, time has expired. And it's going to be...
Ryan R. Randall.
Wow.
Brian Merck done. Ken
You
Lowe
know...
done. All drivers are finished.
I don't know. I'm going to go to
John
video
Emilio done.
review on that for the official result. But computer says Brandon, Ryan, Brian. I don't know about that. I thought I saw Brian cross the line first, but we'll check the video on that. All right, so we're going into 17.5 Sportsman.
The race is completed. Ten car Ted. George Laxon. Martin Arroyo. Justin Levers.
All right, this is 17.5 Buggy Sportsman. That'll be Martin, Theo, George, Justin, Michael, and Harshel.
Michael Olenek.
All right, upon video review, 2 spot on that last race does go to Merck. All right, so a lineup for this one. We're going to put Martin 1, Theo 2, George 3, Justin 4, Michael 5. Looks like Harshal has left the building. All right, folks, grid is good. Drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. 17.5 Sportsman off to a quick start. Trouble for Martin. Long race ahead. Right now we got Levers out front, Lynn in the 2, Olenek 3, followed by Loxton and Arroyo. All right, we got 35 seconds down, 4:25 to go. Levers 1.2 ahead of Lynn. Lynn just ahead of Olenek. Got 45 in, 4:15 remaining. Top 3 starting to break away. Top 2 starting to break away now. Justin just left. 2 seconds ahead of Michael. Michael 3.3 ahead of George. George 1.6 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.2 ahead of Theo. All right, 3:50 remaining. All right, Justin 1.5 ahead of Michael. Michael 4.7 ahead of George. George 0.7 ahead of Martin. Trouble there for Martin. Ah, 140 down, 320 left in this one. Justin 17-1 that last time by. Michael going 17-6 for a fast lap. Got George 18-1, Theo 18-0, Martin left. Also 18-0. All right, 220 down, 240 to go. All right, Justin 2.3 ahead of Michael. Michael about 6 ahead of George. George 2.5 ahead of Theo. Theo 5 up on Martin. 2:20 to go, drivers. Justin driving the silver car out front on a good run here.
2
He's
minutes
about 5
left.
seconds ahead of Michael. Michael 5.6 ahead of George. George 2.7 ahead of Theo. And Theo just 3 seconds up on Martin. We got 1:50 to go, drivers. Minute 40 remains. All right, 1:30 remains. So Justin now 5 ahead of Michael. Michael 5.3 ahead of George. George 3.2 ahead of Theo. And Theo 2.1 ahead of Martin. Yeah, just over a minute to go.
1 minute left.
All right, 45 seconds. Got 17.5 Expert up next. Right now, Justin 5 ahead of Michael. Michael 6 ahead of George. George 1.9 ahead of Theo. Theo 1.9 ahead of Martin. 20 to go, drivers. All right, 5 seconds left. You guys may or may not get one more, and you won't.
George Laxon done. 10 Quartet done. Martin Arroyo done. Justin Levers done.
Say, everybody on the same lap. Nobody got lapped in
All
that
drivers
one.
are
Impressive.
finished. Michael Olenek done.
Will be a race, guys. Justin, Michael, and George will be your podium tonight. Justin 1, Michael 2, and George 3.
The race is
Man,
completed.
I'm going to have to get some set of pointers off of levers there. That car was looking good in the main event. All right, 17.5 Expert. Kalis, Martin, Kevin, Jordan, Brian, Steve, and Art.
Bruh. Rice Cakes. Martin White. Kevin Allen. Steve Loom. AJ Cardinale. Jordan Rivera.
All right, I may need some turn marshals, please. Looking for drivers from that last race. I thought we were. Do we have a podium photographer? The guy in the shop, is he busy? Yeah, can I get a turn marshal? Some turn marshals on track? All right, guys, I may need some turn marshals. All right, turn marshals, give me my drivers from the last one. I'm going to need Justin, Michael, George, Theo, Martin, no Harshal. If anybody wants to volunteer, would be much appreciated. And up for this one, it's going to be Kalis on the 1, Martin on the 2, Kevin on the 3, Jordan 4, Brian 5, Steve 6, Art on the 7. All right, got Justin there, Theo there, George there. Michael. Cool, and do I have somebody in this corner over here? We're good? Okay. All right, marshals ready, drivers ready. This is 17.5 Expert. We'll be going in less than 5. Got Kalis low out front. Like he's been shot out of a cannon. All right, race leader starting to pull away just a little. Now White's starting to pull away from Allen just a bit. 30 seconds in. Kalis 1.4 ahead of Marty. Marty 1.6 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 0.8 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.1 up on Art. And Art 2 ahead of Jordan. Got 45 seconds in. Race leader, white, blue, red trim. Second place going to be the blue car
4
with the
minutes left.
orange and white flames. There's still a battle for the third spot starting to brew up. Brian Gross starting to close in on Kevin Allen and making her way over that first double up the wall ride. Oh. We got 115 down, 3:45 remaining. Kalis 15-2 for a fast lap. Martin going 15-7. Everybody, Jordan 15-9. Everybody else 16-0 and beyond. $135 down, 3:25 left. All right, 150 down, 3:10 to go. Kalis 4 seconds up on Martin. Martin 3.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 0.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 3.6 ahead of Steve.
Left.
Steve 0.4 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.3 ahead of Art. Yeah, 2 minutes down, 3 to go. Race leader coming up on some traffic here. That's going to be the blue and white with the red trim. All right, we'll get a split time this time around as Marty crosses. And now it is going to be 5.6 between Kalis and Martin. 3.7 between Martin and Kevin. 0.2 between Kevin and Brian. And we got about 5 seconds back to Steve. A further 2 seconds back to Jordan. And about 3.2 from Jordan to Art, but that has just changed. Whoa. Yeah, 2:45 in, 2:15 to go. All right, 3 down, 2 remaining.
Left.
All right, now Kalis 7 seconds up on Martin. Martin 2.9 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.3 ahead of Brian. Brian 6.4 ahead of Steve. Steve 5 ahead of Art. A minute 45 to go here. This is race 4 on track. We're going to Expert 21.5 up next. Minute 30 remains. Kalis, Martin, Kevin, Brian, followed by Steve, Art, and Jordan. Minute 20 left in this one. Yeah, Kalis making his way over the speed bumps. Marty making his way into that first double. Kevin about to make his way into that first double. BG now about to do the same. Got a minute to go, drivers.
1 minute left.
Kalis 8.3 ahead of Marty. Marty 3.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.1 ahead of Brian. Brian 9 ahead of Steve. Steve 4.5 ahead of Art. Art 4.5 ahead of Jordan. 45 seconds remain. "35 seconds. "20 seconds remaining. "10 seconds. And time has expired. When you cross the line, you will be done.
Martin White done. Bra done. Kevin Allen done. Rice Cakes done. Steve Leung done. AJ Cardinale done.
Ooh, all right. That'll be a
All
race,
drivers
guys.
are finished.
Kalis taking
Jordan
the
Rivera
W.
done.
Martin in the 2, and Kevin taking that final podium spot. Rest of the order will be Brian, Steve, Art, and Jordan.
The race is completed.
All right, we're moving on to race number 5. That is 21.5 Buggy Expert.
Julian Taylor. Steve Loom. Nelson B. Jordan Rivera.
All right, let's line them up and let's get our turn marshals on the track. It's going to be Nelson on the 1 spot, Julian 2, Jordan 3, and Steve 4. All right, folks. This is 21.5 Expert. Drivers, best of luck. We're going racing in less than 5. Got Nelson out front, 2 seconds up on Jordan. Jordan 0.6 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.9 ahead of Julian. We're 30 seconds into this race. This is 21.5 Expert. All right, Nelson B continues to lead. All right, now Nelson 2.1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.1 ahead of Steve. And Julian's starting to close in on that 3rd place car. We're 50 seconds in. Julian winning that drag race down the back straight. In the process, going up 15.6.
4 minutes left.
Julian doing some work on that car, making it even faster. Yeah, right? I agree. 1:15 down, 3:45 to go. All right, Nelson 2 seconds up on Jordan. Jordan 1.3 ahead of Julian. Julian is 1.3 ahead of Steve. Got a $130 down, 3:30 left. All right, 1:50 down, 3:10 to go. No trouble for Jordan. That's going to allow Julian up to the 2. So right now, Julian just
3 minutes left.
2.2 back of your race leader. Oh, a couple bobbles for Nelson here. The gap is, bobble for Julian. So we'll see what the gap is here. 2.6 between those two drivers. All right, 2:30 in, 2:30 to go. 1.6 between Nelson and Julian. Gap is getting smaller. 2:40 down, 2:20 left. Now 1.6 between Steve and Jordan as well. A tale of 2 races going on. Nelson and Julian now 1.3 the gap. Steve and Jordan 1.2 the gap. Who's going to catch who
2
first?
minutes left.
2 minutes to go. A little bit of a long lap for Julian. That puts the gap to 3.4. We got 4.3 between Julian and Steve and 1.2 between Steve and Jordan. A minute 40 remains. Nelson, Julian, Steve, Jordan, your full running order. All right, 1:25 remaining. Got 21.5 Sportsman after this. 1:15 remains. $105 remaining. This time by Nelson Julian, 2.8 apart.
1 minute left.
At the line, we got Julian 6 seconds up on that battle for the 3. It looks like Jordan making his way up. Steve, a little stumble here. 45 seconds left. Oh, Julian with a flip. Woo-hoo. Kevin with some fancy footwork. Little bobble for Nelson here. 35 seconds left. So 3.3 between your race leaders. $15 seconds to go. $10 seconds left.
Nelson B. Dunn.
Nelson getting caught at the line, going 18 flat.
Julian Taylor Dunn.
All right, 2 more
Jordan
cars
Rivera
making their
Dunn.
way to the finish. Uno Mas, and that
All drivers
will
are
be a
finished.
race.
Steve Loom.
Nelson, Julian, and Jordan, your podium for that one. All right,
The
21.5
race is completed.
Sportsman Buggy. The track is now yours. Ryan, John, Theo, George, and Justin, you guys are up.
Ryan R. Randall. John Milio.
Oh, man.
Justin Levers.
All right, I
Ken
may need some
Carter.
turn marshals, please. Hey, my 21.5 expert group. Oh. Okay, I got my drivers from that last group. Thank you all. Let's get all cars to the back straight away. It's going to be Ryan 1, John 2, Theo 3. And looks like we're going to get Justin on the number 4. Oh, Bryant. I think there's a motor in my office for you. Cool. I told Tony if you didn't pick it up, I was going to put it in my car. All right, folks. We're going racing. Drivers, best of luck. We'll be racing in less than 5. Here we go. Sportsman 21.5. Justin making a move. Ah. Womp. 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 So we got Ryan Randall out front, John Melio right there in the 2 spot. Justin Levers making a good move at the beginning to take over the 3 spot. 30 seconds in, 4:30 to go. So, in case you guys haven't heard, we're doing an on-road race tomorrow and the day after. 2 days of on-road action. 45 seconds in, 4:15 to go. All right, Ryan Randall out front, 1.5 ahead of John. Get split time here. John is 5.5 ahead of Justin, and Justin 2 seconds ahead of Theo. We got minute 5 down, 3:55 remaining. Ryan Randall 17-2, dropping the deuce. Wow. Lots of fast laps that time around. Got Ryan 17-2, John 17-6, Justin 17-8, Theo 17-4, and Ryan improves to a 16-9. All right, we got a minute 40 down, 3:20 remaining. Oh, that's your leader. Pink car is your leader. Oh, careful in turn 1. So now John off trajectory there, giving it right back. And Justin saying, go ahead, crash away.
3 minutes left.
I'm going to drive right back into this battle. 2 minutes in, 3 minutes to go. And there it is, 2-spot battle now. John and Justin going for it. Justin a little short there. Nelson hooking a brother up. Got 2:35 to go. Ryan going 16-8 that time by. He's now 6.9 ahead of John. John is 3.4 ahead of Justin. And Justin now 7 seconds up on Theo. Yeah, 2:15 remaining, drivers. Yeah, 40+ A main coming up next.
Two minutes left.
All right, minute 50 to go. Ryan 7.8 ahead of John. John 4.1 ahead of Justin. Justin 10 seconds up on Theo. Yeah, I gotta say, Lever's having some good main events here. Yeah, he might come down from that caffeine high a little bit. His eyeballs are no longer shaking. Now he can drive. I say Lever's running a couple of good, solid main events here. 1:15 to go, 75 seconds left. Ryan 8.2 ahead of John. John 5.8 ahead of Justin. Justin 11 up on Theo.
1 minute left.
Man, I remember when I was younger, I could drink like 2 Red Bulls and it's all good. Oh boy. I can't do that no more. Shoot, if I drink 1 too fast, I'm in trouble. I can't even drink Mountain Dew anymore. It causes some kind of response. No, but not quite, but I do feel like I am going to die after I drink a Mountain Dew. Like, no joke. It's not a good feeling. All right, 10 seconds to go. Oh, keep it together, Emilio. Levers is on his way.
Ryan R. Randall done. John Milio done. 10 Quartet done.
All right, that'll be a race. Ryan
Justin
R.
Lovers
Randall taking down the W. Got John Milio in the 2. Justin Levers taking that final podium spot, followed by Theo and George.
The race is completed.
All right, folks. We are going to be moving on to 17.5 40 plus.
Martin White. Rice Cakes. Kevin Allen. Leader. AJ Cardinale. Julian Taylor.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, Bryant, start at 3.5. 3.5?
Steve Loom.
Thug Life. Tony says he thinks it's going to have a lot of bottom. That's what Tony said, so I'd start at 3.5 and then go from there. No, 3.5. And then maybe if you need more, go 3.4. But I'd start at 3.5. My USGT ended up at 3.6, but my motor is more RPM. All right, we got our marshals out here. Actually, is Theo out here too? All right, so it's going to be Martin on the 1 spot, Kevin on the 2, Julian on the 3, Mike 4, Brian 5, Steve 6, Art 7, Kin 8. Actually, Theodore. Can I get you over on this side, maybe? My side? Oh, Jordan's there now. Okay, you can stay there, Theo. All right, drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. Oh, Martin on the edge. That's going to leave Kevin out to the lead. Julian in the 2, followed by Mike. Then we got Brian. Long race ahead, drivers. 4:35 remaining. Oh. 30 seconds in. We got Kevin Allen going 16.4 that time by. Martin White pulling fast lap so far, 15.7. Now 45 seconds in, 4:15 to go. A pack makes its way down the back straight. Right now it's Kevin Allen out front, being trailed by Hughes. Oh, trouble there for Taylor.
4 minutes left.
4 minutes remaining. Kevin Allen in the top spot. 1.6 ahead of Hughes. Hughes is 0.2 ahead of Gross. Gross 1.6 ahead of White. White 1.8 ahead of Cardinale. Cardinale 1.3 ahead of Julian. Julian 1.2 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.9 ahead of Kin. Yeah, minute 25 down, 3:35 left. Kevin Allen out front to the tune of 1.8 seconds. BG closing in on Mike Hughes. And BG makes his way by Mike Hughes. Over that first double they go to the wall ride over the tabletop. Cross town into the rollers. $1.50 down, 3:10 to go. As they cross the line. Got Kevin 2.3 ahead of Brian. Brian now 3 seconds ahead of Martin. Martin 0.5 ahead of Hughes. Hughes 1.8 ahead of Taylor. Taylor 2.1 ahead of Leung. Leong 1 ahead of Art. Art 1.4 ahead of Kin. Got 250 remaining here. All right, Kevin 2.4 ahead of Brian last time around. This time 1.3 the gap. We got Brian 2 seconds up on Martin. Martin 1.6 ahead of Hughes. Hughes 2.6 ahead of Taylor. Taylor 2 ahead of Leong. 2:15 remains, drivers. Kevin, Martin, Brian, Mike, and Julian, the top 5, followed by Steve, Art, Kin. All right, drivers, 2 minutes to
2
go.
minutes left.
Martin White going 15.5. Oh, back straight, back straight, back straight. Oh, man. Buck 45 remaining. Kevin 2.6 ahead of Brian. Brian 1.8 ahead of Mike. Mike 5.7 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.6 ahead of Julian. Julian 4.5 ahead of Art, and Art a little bit distance up on Kin. 120 remains. Minute 5 remaining, and trouble for your race leader. That is going to put BG out front
left.
now. 1 minute to go. Battle for the lead, making its way over that final double. Down the back straight. Half a second is the gap. Got about 2 seconds back to Hughes. Lead battle will be coming up on Cardinale next. 35 seconds left. Brian 1 ahead of Kevin. Kevin is 1.9 ahead of Mike. 25 seconds left. $15 seconds left. Nine seconds. Got BG coming up on Kin next.
Kevin Allen done.
Ah, Kevin gets
Kin
caught
low done.
at the line.
Leader done. AJ Cardinale done.
That's going to be
Steve
BG
Luke done.
on a victory lap here.
Julian Taylor done. All drivers are finished.
All right, that will
Rice
be a
Gates
race. Taking down the W, going to be Brian Gross, Kevin Allen in the 2, and Mike Hughes on the podium tonight in 40+. Rest of the order will be Steve, Julian, Art, Kin, and Martin.
The race is completed.
All right, thank you guys for coming out. We will be shutting down. We got racing tomorrow morning, so me and Bryn got to be back here early. Thank you guys for coming out. We'll see you again, hopefully very soon. Next week, of course, we'll be racing Wednesday and Friday.